It was the summer of the year 2013. I was home alone. I wasn't taking summer classes. I was broke. I needed a job. I decided to go online and see what I could find. So that's how it started. Hi everyone, welcome to another edition of Flow Like a River. So today we're going to be talking about how I landed my first job as a customer service representative in the Philippines. I went online and I looked up a site that was famous for providing vacancies in Manila. And then I saw this job advert. It said they needed about 200 plus agents in Manila who were preferably students and willing to work for 3 months or more during the summer break. So I decided to apply, and that's how it started. It was my first time to interview for any job at all in the Philippines, especially in the call center industry. So I didn't know what to expect. I just went there with writing materials and a few other things that were needed. And it was interesting, and at the same time, the interview process was challenging because there were lots of people there, and you would have to wait some time, so you would be attended to. So the first set of interview, the first set of tests that was administered was a test for basic knowledge. So you would sit in front of a computer, and they would provide you with a password where you can access some questions, about 70 or 100 questions, depending on which of the questions you'll be answering. And that was the first part of the interview. If you were able to scale through that part of the interview, then you would go on to the next set of the interview. So this part of the interview is basically meant to test your knowledge about basic things, especially about the country you will be working with, which most times would be the United States or Canada. So you will be given a whole lot of questions to test your knowledge about these things. These are not difficult questions, however, they're tricky. So if you're able to scale through that part of the interview, it brings you to the next set of the interview. So, having passed the first set of the interview, this brings you to the next part of the interview where they will test your listening ability. So, this is where I would recommend that if you will be going for a call center job interview, either you're a fresher, you haven't worked in a call center before, or you're a foreigner, an international student like myself, and you would like to apply for a summer job, you might want to get yourself acquainted with American accents. Americans have diversified accents. Basically, if you speak clearly, everyone would be able to understand you. However, not all of your customers are going to speak clearly. Majority of them will speak clearly. However, some have really deep accents, like a southern drawl, and some other types of accents that you would probably have to strain your ears to understand. So this other part of the interview, they will test your accent, and they have different names they call this. However, bottom line is this part of the interview, you will have to listen to different people say different things, and you would have to paraphrase what you have heard, or at least to the best of your understanding, what you think the other person said. So this part of the interview proved to be a little challenging because if you do not pass it, you get dropped, and that's the end of the interview for you. So you might want to take time to listen carefully before providing your answers, and like I said earlier, you might want to get acquainted with American accents. You might want to watch some American movies or however you want to do it. Just make sure you get yourself familiar with American accents, and you are able to at least understand 80 to 85% of what Americans will be saying to you. So the next part of the interview would be to test your typing ability. Say you want to apply for a position where you will be taking orders. For example, this is the position I applied for when I was interviewing back then in 2013. Since this was a seasonal account, uh, they needed a lot of people to take orders for. It was Mother's Day. Mother's Day was approaching, and they needed a lot of people to be on the phone to take orders for Mother's Day gifts like flowers, chocolates, and the rest of them. So they would want to test your ability to be able to type as fast as you can. And some of the customers would like to send personalized messages to their loved ones, and you would have to type as fast as possible. And you would have to read it back to the customer to make sure you got the correct thing. So this part of the interview is crucial because if you do not pass it, you will be dropped. So you need to make sure you're listening carefully to what the customer is saying, and you will type in as fast as possible, and you want to make sure you're getting everything the customer is saying correctly. So this is the part where most people got dropped because the previous two or set of interviews were kind of easier compared to this part. You need to make sure your typing ability is fast enough, and you want to make sure you are typing the correct thing. So, you do not misinterpret, or you do not provide the wrong kind of message to whoever the customer would want to send their cards to. The fourth and final part of the interview is after you must have scaled the first three parts of the interview, and you are sitting with one of the HR specialists, and they're asking you about the terms. So basically, here you're not discussing salary because the salary was posted online. So if you're okay with the salary, you would apply. If you're not okay with the salary, you do not have to apply. This is something for people without experience, and they just needed a whole lot of people to be able to do the job. What the preference were for students to apply because obviously they weren't paying so much. However, this job I didn't take it up because of the salary itself. Actually, did. Yeah. Honestly, I did take it up because of the money. Okay, I did take it up because of the money. However, I also wanted to get the experience as well. So it paid off for the 3 months or so that I did it. It paid off a lot, especially experience wise. So here you're sitting down with a HR specialist. They're talking about medical issues. If you've got any, they would like to know if you are okay with working night shift. Yeah, because you would be doing night shift. If you're okay with doing night shift, fine. And then every other documentation you would be providing to be able to get the ball rolling. So, in the case of international students like myself, since your student visa wouldn't let you work full time in this gig, you would also need to provide a mayor's permit that says, okay, you're on summer break and you can take that time off to work since you're not going to school at that time. So I needed to get a mayor's permit to be able to sign on for this job. And while it lasted, I loved every single part of it. You will be trained, and while you're getting trained, you will get paid. And yeah, basically, training would last for about 2 to 3 weeks before you start taking calls. And experience wise, it was really lovely. I met a lot of friends, and yeah, there you have it. That was how I was able to land my first job as a customer service representative here in the Philippines. Today, I'm still a customer service representative, and there you have it. That experience taught me a lot about being a customer service representative, and that's it. If you're an international student, you want to work during summer, you can always do that, I believe. There are companies that will take you for just that short period of time, between 3 to 5 months, I believe, is the longest period of time you would be able to work as a summer employee.